Okay, so we're on page 47 here. Use exterior angle relationship to find angle measures. So if you have number A there, I don't like black as my main color, it's boring. So by definition, this line is straight. And you've got 60, 50, and X. How do you find X?
70, 50 plus 60, 180 minus 50 plus 60.
Yep. So you, oh yeah, that looks like 700, doesn't it? So this is 110 plus 70 is going to give you up to the 180 that you need for a triangle. But we also know, hey, this is a straight line. So the angles are going to be what?
Supplementary.
Supplementary, which means they add up to
80.
not 80,
90.
not 90.
Yeah.
Complementary ends up to 90. Supplementary ends up to 180. So basically, anytime you see, hey, I know two angles and I see this out here, you can figure out, hey, this is 70 and that makes this.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Why not?
Because 60. Never mind.
No?
I don't know.
Oh man, I was really excited to see where you're going to go with that. 50 plus 60 is 110. That makes this 70. And if this is 70, that makes this.
That's what I was gonna say. Okay, so then that would be 60 plus 70. And
No,
then,
70 plus what? Is 180.
oh my goodness, you're killing me. Yeah, I don't know what to think right now. I don't
You
know.
don't know what 70 plus what is 180?
Wouldn't it be 6? Fine. 110.
Yeah, 110 degrees. So basically, you can say 50 plus 60, these two angles are going to make whatever this is, because either way, you can say, I mean, these are three angles, but you can say these three angles add up to 180, and you know this is going to add up to be 180 because it's a straight line. So it's probably easier, less complicated if you're just like, hey, let me figure out what this is based on these, and let me figure out what this is based on this. But really, anytime you see these two angles and they don't tell you this angle, and they're asking you to find this angle, you can just add these two and it's going to equal that. Every single time.
Wow, what a neat trick. Thanks for teaching
Wait,
me that.
wait.
What's up?
You add those two and it equals that one?
Mm-hmm. Hey, 50 plus 60 is?
Oh, I thought you were saying 50 plus 70.
No, you add these two and it equals that. So 50 plus 60 is 110. No, I don't need to do the rest of that. B on the bottom of page 47. We've got this nice straight line here again. We've got this triangle. And you've got this is y degrees. This is 55 degrees. This is 45 degrees, and this one is 30. So again, you use what you know to figure out what you don't know. I want purple. So what do we not know? That because ultimately we're trying to find what?
Y.
Y degrees. Anything that they don't label. I mean, if you look in the book, it'll ask you what Y degrees is, but that's the only thing like not listed in there. Can we find what Y degrees is right now?
Yes. No. No, you can't.
No. What do we not know that we can figure out based on what we have known?
We can figure out that. I don't know.
What's the new thing that you learned? All measures in a triangle add up to?
Oh, 360.
No, that would be if
180.
you, a
180.
rectangle.
180.
Anything with four angles is going to be 360, but three angles is 180. So if 45 plus 30 plus, I'll say x degrees, equal, whoops, that looks really bad. I'm just going to erase that.
Okay, it's much easier. Just look at this thing out.
45 plus 30 plus x equals 180. 45 plus 30 is 75 plus x equals 180. Subtract 75 on both sides, x equals. Subtract 75 on both sides, x equals what? 105. So if here x is 105, how do we figure out what y is?
Okay, so it's 105 plus 55, which is 160,
Mhm.
180 minus 160, 20, so it's
Yep, and we know this is a straight line, so all of these angles together are gonna be supplementary, add up to 180. 55 plus 105 is 160. 180 minus 160, which are these two, gives you this one, which means this is 20 degrees, and that's your answer. Kind of fun, isn't it? Kind of fun, like putting together a puzzle.
not really, I don't like puzzles, but
Nah, it's great. You love puzzles.
no.
All right, number 4 on the next page. We're gonna say this is a straight line.
Same thing.
70, 41.
Different.
It's a little different, but pretty similar. 35, and this is what, X degrees? Yep.
Well, number 3's cool.
So what do we do? Number 3 is really similar. You wanna do number 3 instead?
No, it's fine.
Maybe we'll do 3 after. 70 plus 41 is
11.
111, which makes this
79. No, 69.
69. You have 69 and 35, which makes
74, 104.
104, which makes this.
76.
These 3 are 180. 180 minus 104, 76 degrees. Boom, that's that one. Let's see. Yeah, we can do number 3. 62 degrees, X degrees, and we don't know the other one, but we know this is 132.
70.
What do you mean 70? This is 70?
Yeah.
How do you figure that out? And you're wrong, it's not 70.
No, it is. No, 'cause that's 48. That's 48.
Oh, no, you're right. So you're using the thing that I taught you before, right? That these two together are gonna equal that. That's actually
No,
a
that's
theorem.
not what I was doing.
Oh, you did the long way?
I did 132, 48, 48 plus 62, 180 minus that.
Yep. Well, you can also do it the way that I taught you earlier. 62 plus X is gonna equal 132, because remember,
yeah.
the 48 is gonna be the extra part that pushes you over to 180 one way or another. So these two plus this is the same as this plus this equals 180, which proves that X plus 62 is gonna be the same thing as 132 by itself. So yeah, this is 70 degrees either way, but that's another way that you can figure that out. In bottom of page 48, it talks about isosceles triangles. Isosceles triangles are what kind of triangles?
That kind.
Like what? What does it mean? Just gonna keep on drawing until you figure out what isosceles triangle is.
It's like isosceles, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
You don't?
Apparently not. You're not telling me.
I don't know.
So there's 3 types of triangles. There is an equilateral triangle, and what can you see about equilateral triangles?
They're all equal.
They're all equal. There is a scaling, I'm just gonna say scale, which means that all the sides are like opposite. Yes, they're different. And then there's isosceles.
2 are the same.
2 are the same. This is how you remember the difference. Equilateral, equal sounds pretty obvious. With scaling and isosceles, some people have trouble differentiating between the two. Isosceles has 2 S's, and there is 2 sides that are the same. That's how I always remember.
None of those are okay. None of the
So-
letters are the same in that one.
I mean, you've got 2 S's, and I think some people could look at scaling and think, hey, 2 sides are the same. But the way I always remember, isosceles, 2 S's means 2 sides are the same. So 2 sides are the same. That also means that the opposite angles are going to be the same. So this is 120. How many degrees do we have to split between these two?
Wait, say that again.
So this is 120, gentlemen. Not working for me. If this is 120, how many degrees do we have left over? Remember, it adds up to 180 total.
Oh, 60.
So we have 60 to
20,
split
40,
between
30,
the two.
30.
So they're 30 each. But if this is 120 and we're trying to figure out this, we don't even need to figure out that in the first place.
Oh my goodness.
Because if this is
60,
120,
it's 60.
this is automatically 60. But it is useful to know that, like, hey, these are gonna, if you have if opposite side, if these sides are gonna be the same, then the angles are also the same. That's good to know for the future. Alright, next page, 50. Triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle, so you've got so we're gonna say those are the same, even though they don't look very similar. This is angle 2, angle 1. This is 75 degrees. And I wanna know angle 1 and angle 2. Measure both of them. What do I not know? What is not on here that I can put on here?
So-
There's one thing right away that should pop off,
It's
based on
pretty
what we
much,
just said.
the other side's 75.
Yep,
So
that's the first
75
thing.
plus 75 is for 140, 160?
Nope.
Or 150?
150, which makes this.
30?
Mm-hmm.
30, which makes that 160.
No, same thing,
150,
150. Remember the same thing.
Yep, yep,
These
yep.
two angles are gonna make what that is.
Which makes that 25, 110 or 105.
105, yeah. Yep, and we're gonna do the last one just for funsies.
Just for funsies.
Yeah. So this means they're parallel. Keep that in mind. I'm drawing it this.
Dude, no.
I'm drawing it this way on purpose because I want you to see. Oh man, I messed
None of those are parallel.
up.
Not
We're
one
gonna
of
call them
these-
parallel.
Not one of these lines.
Well, not all of them are supposed to be, just this one and this one. That's why they got the parallel signs on them. Remember, if you got arrows on the both of them, that makes them parallel. And, well, I still messed up because this is supposed to have, I'm gonna put a different color so you can see easier. This is supposed to be what kind of a triangle, even though I botched it totally?
Don't tell me that's a right triangle.
Not right.
Okay.
What's the new type of triangle you just learned?
Isosceles.
Isosceles, yep. So these are supposed,
No.
if you look in your book, I'm not gonna take the perfect time to draw it perfectly.
Where?
But look on your book, page 50. This is what that's supposed to be. On your book on page 50.
So you're saying right now that that line and this line are supposed to.
They're supposed to be the same, yes. Use your imagination. I'm not drawing it perfectly.
I don't have an imagination.
Nah, you got an imagination. You're fine. The other thing they say is that this is going to continue that way, this is continues that way, and this is 30 degrees. All right. You need to tell me.
Okay, 30, 30, which makes that.
Wait. 30. What do you mean 30, 30?
This is 30, which makes that 30, which
Why is this 30? Why is this 30?
Because they're vertical triangles.
Yeah, they're vertical angles. So that's 30, which makes what?
The other side 30,
Yep.
which makes that side 120.
Yep, because 30, 30 is 60, so that makes this 120, and that's your answer. And you're good to go.